All right, guys, welcome back to RollPlay Solum. Going into hour number 2 here. And Neal, take it away.
So, not much happens for the rest of the month. Nearing the end of the month, it looks like the blacksmiths working on Victarion's armor actually have done an unusually quick job of things. They were very, they're ahead of schedule by a few days. And before the month is out, Victarion is presented with his plate mail. Yay, Victarion!
Yay!
Oh.
All right, good game, guys. So let's do it again.
Cool. So during that period of time, also you notice that in addition to Reptar now working with Tariq, Lord Riktar has taken a more active interest in the party, probably actually because of the inclusion of his son as.
You regret their names, by the way, Neal, real quick? Break it on a character.
Riktar and Reptar? Oh my god, no, I'd use those names over and over again.
You love it? Okay, cool.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Riktar's super interested in what's going on with you guys. He starts asking about things like, well, where's my son going to be? What are your plans after this? You know, I've heard that you guys want to leave, but where are you going? What is it that you are actually planning on doing out there? Curious as to what
we
what's
are
gonna be
journeying to the Longborn Kingdom. We have to deliver something, and it's quite perilous. There'll be many legendary encounters. Your son will gain in fame and in glory.
When he says that, I kind of roll my eyes. I look unhappy.
Oh, that's right. And Leah is still
invisible in another room at the time.
Yes.
All right.
It's true. This is the Lord asking us this and not his son?
Lord Riktar, yeah. Well, he's asking after his son. He's very curious as to, what's going to be happening with his son.
Well,
as a father.
I think you should be asking Tariq that. We have no aims for the young squire, but I'm sure Tariq does. He's been actually letting him fall into his arms quite a lot recently. It's quite odd to study.
Very
I think
romantic.
it has something to do with truth or trust, or I don't know.
Yes, they've been doing a lot of holding. I remember my days in the gymnasium, he says fondly.
That's odd.
Anyway.
You're muted, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That happens.
I'm unmuted now.
Yep. We move on, Neal.
Okay. If there's nothing else that you guys want to do, the month passes. Victarion gets his armor. And when do you plan on heading out?
Probably the next day.
Are you not waiting for the boat? The ship?
No, we're not going to wait around for 2 months.
Okay.
I do. I guess if when he gets his armor, Zanza would know that that's like the cue, right? That we're getting ready to go. So I would go and talk with the Duke regarding the boat.
Okay.
And basically inquire and perhaps ask the favor to. I guess I will. I say I'll send contact to the town, and what do you think? 2 months time? 3 months time?
Yeah, so 2 to 3 months time sounds about right.
Okay, all right. Let me know. I guess we'll you'll hear about. I don't know. I guess you'll hear from me then. You have no way to contact me on a constant basis, so yeah. I'll do my best to contact you in 2 to 3 months. And if I am not to return, I do ask that the boat should be
ship.
The ship, and he thinks to himself and goes, there was a dwarf that met his demise quite some time ago in a bar. If I do not respond to you in 4 to 5 months' time, please let this dwarf and whoever it was and his family have the boat, the ship. You might not be able to find him very easily, but you will.
He furrows his brow and says, "Oh, I will do my best. It would be great if you could actually point out the dwarf in question to us."
I go, well...
A dwarf in a bar is a very...
That is kind of odd, yes. He's no longer with us.
A dead dwarf. You want me to gift a dead dwarf your ship if you don't come back for it?
His family, if you may find it. It's a very hard task, I know.
Absolutely. We will do our best to search for the dwarf's family.
I know you will. He just kind of strokes his beard constantly throughout the conversation.
So you guys get the armor kind of halfway through the day, and let everyone know that you're going to be moving out the next day. Lord Ricktar seems a little upset by this. He's, I haven't had a proper chance to say goodbye. We must throw you a goodbye feast. You must stay at least a few more days.
No, we gotta go.
We've been here plenty of time, friend. The time is here for us to move on.
I see. Are you sure I can't change your mind?
Most certain, but we'll take rations, and of course, if you could help us with that chartered boat, that'd be fantastic. Ship.
Of course. So they will charter a ship for you as part of your reward for slaying the vampire and freeing the town of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are headed to Caldera, I believe?
Yes.
Or Green
I
Harbor?
think so. Caldera, I believe. Because we're going
Yeah.
south, and then eventually Longboard Kingdom is east, right?
Yeah, it is pretty much straight east from here.
Does the captain have a horse?
The captain does not have a horse. He's a boat captain. A ship
We
captain.
have our horses, don't we?
I believe you all have horses except for Helen.
Who was riding with you, I think.
I have
Yeah.
one for sure. It's written.
Yeah.
I buy the cap. What is his name? Captain so-and-so, what was it? Dunwick? Is that a made-up name?
Sure, it's Dunwick. Perfect.
Okay. I don't know where I just pulled that from. Captain Dunwick. And I buy him a horse. How much does that cost me?
It costs you 75. Well, there's no horses available in town. Well,
Wait,
you can buy
are you
one.
talking
Yeah,
about
there's
your
one horse.
captain? The one that you freed?
Yeah.
His name
Oh,
was
sorry. I
like-
thought you meant the
no.
ship captain.
No, he had a name. It was like Rhaegar.
Yeah. His name is. It's right here. Captain Helgar.
Helgar.
Helgar. Does Helgar have a... Does he have anything
he's
to
already
his-
got a horse. You don't need to worry about that.
Does he have anything regarding his estate? Like, was he a wealthy... Or was he just stripped completely of everything? I guess we didn't really deal with that.
He has a house, an apartment in town,
Okay.
which he is. Now that he's moving out with you, he has sold
Good.
and is, keeping the profits from that.
Sounds good. Okay. And I guess I have him... I keep him as an equal and not as a squire or a servant or anything like that. So that's how I conversate and keep him around, as an equal, not as someone below me.
Okay, cool. Sure, you guys get ready the next day and ship out for Caldera. It's going to be a, 1, 2, 3, 3-ish days to Caldera, says the captain.
Okay. I travel it full, well, I guess we're on a boat, so I'm not wearing full plate mail necessarily. And they say the waters are pretty peaceful here, don't they?
Yeah, as long as you avoid the island in the center,
Yeah.
it should be a very easy journey.
Which we do. But at some point, let's say a day into it, I go to Leia, who I imagine to be looking out over the railing of the water, wind in hair, okay? And I'm like, Leia, I appreciate you, I know you felt strongly about us not doing what we did, and I know that it upset you, but I hope that we can mend ties, and as we move forward, agree more often, but if we disagree, handle it with patience and understanding.
Well, I was really patient if you didn't notice.
That's what I'm saying. You did a good job. I'm not saying you did wrong.
Eh.
You just
Else
man.
Anything else? Yeah. Just
Me.
I fart on you actually as I walk away.
Is it a silent one or a loud one?
It's just a
though?
fart.
Does she
Just
know?
Whatever. You know what? Let's roll. Neil, what should I roll for a fart?
Just give me a flat d20. 15 and above is nice and loud. 5
Pretty
and below
quiet.
is pretty much silent.
It's pretty normal.
9 is it's about your average fart. It's kind of like a.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Leah, you can do a perception check if you want to hear it.
Or smell it. I mean, that doesn't take
I
much
guess I'm-
perception.
It.
Wouldn't that
The-
be
the
like
fart-
a -10 because we're at the sea with the wind?
Yeah,
But
what's
it's
the
not the
modifier?
sea.
now?
It's a freshwater lake, so you don't have the salt air to cover it
Oh.
up.
Okay.
There's a little bit of wind, but if someone farts next to you, you're gonna smell it, even if it's just for a second or two.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's see if she would.
All right. Let's roll for it.
She smells it and accuses, and he's like, "Ah, but whoever smelt it."
16 of perception. 22.
Totally
Barely.
notice.
Okay.
Ah, Victorian, come on.
I say,
Oh, he's so
she does
bitter.
speak, and then I walk away. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I got.
3 days
guys.
later, you guys arrive in Caldera.
As
Caldera.
go ahead. Sorry.
No. You go first.
Just making it clear that as we land, I put on my armor and stuff like that, and equip myself and mount my warhorse.
Okay. Sure. Caldera is a thriving city. It seems to have been not very strongly affected by the war. Has bright colored buildings all over the place, sweeping walls that guard it from the outside. And you seem to notice the emblem of Caldera is a snowflake, strangely enough. It flies on all of their flags. It's black on white.
Does it snow here?
It does not snow here.
This town is stupid.
Because everyone is special.
Again,
This town.
that's a stupid thing to say. This town is dumb. We should leave.
But if there are no more, if there's no interest other than just simply heading south, then we can just head south. What rate are you traveling at? Are you pushing yourselves? Are you traveling leisurely, stopping at wherever you have a warm bed for the night? Or are you like, we're going as far as we can before the sun goes down? Go, go, go.
Not go, but we have a destination in mind, and it's one of those things where it's like, I'm tired. And we're like, well, no, let's keep riding because we want to get there.
Okay.
Within 10 years, as opposed to forever from now.
All right. So we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And along the way, I guess I ask him again, I say, are we sure, do we still want to sell the magic armor and split the profits, or is there something else we think we should do with the leather armor?
I look to the captain, look at the armor. Does it look like it would fit, Neil?
Helgar?
Yeah.
No, definitely not. It's
What
size
about
for
Reptar?
an elven woman. Reptar, actually, his dad bought him a suit. He has a suit of plate mail, not full plate, but plate mail that his father.
I was going to be so fucking salty,
His
Neil.
dad just bought him full play.
Pretty quick there.
Well, this is the sort of thing that
Pretty
his father
quick.
has built for him months and months and months
Okay.
ago. Like,
So you're saying he has 3/4 plate mail is what you're saying?
no, plate. 3/4 plate and plate are slightly different. There's plate, field plate, full plate, and then 3/4 plate.
Okay.
So.
So no, he wouldn't use it. So what do you guys say in response to my question then?
Well, I mean, I guess if you want to get rid of it, we can get rid of it, but that's going to be a hard sell, You probably won't
Yeah,
even
it's
get.
just we don't have any other option. I guess we hold on to it, and
Yeah.
it does nothing.
I mean, we
I
might.
could wear it, says Helen.
Oh, I thought that was Smee, like fucking from the bush or something.
Smeat pops out.
There is the matter of Helen. It would give her a little bit of added protection.
I think we should give it to her.
Okay, that's Leah's vote. What say you, Zanzel and Tariq?
And I kind of just look around and I say, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Helen, that's my vote. It's good.
Tariq?
I think it would look just fine on Helen.
It's settled then, and I give the armor over to Helen.
Excellent. You guys teach her how to wear it over the course of your journeys.
Yeah.
Should we give her a sword or something? A knife?
Let's not get crazy here, Leah. She's got the baby. That's good for now. We'll be her sword and knife, right?
A baby can be used as a weapon.
Zanzel, I can't tell these days. You're either getting funnier or more senile. I like to believe it's that you're funny.
So
I'm
10
just
days
saying.
later, you guys find yourself in Willow Creek, just north of the Steamwall Mountains. Willow Creek is it's a medium-sized town, maybe a little bit on the large side. There seems to be a pretty thriving population here. There's a lot of miners because the Steamwall Mountains are just to the south of the town. And there seems to be some sort of big hoopla about this temple inside the mountains that's halfway between Willow Creek and Gale Rock, the last town that you guys passed it. Something, I don't know. There's some local legends about this giant cavern that used to be there where it used to spill lava forth from forth. There used to be lava coming out of it, and something about a dragon that used to live in the mountains, but it's all ancient history at this point. But the people seem to be very like, oh my god, the temple in the mountains. It seems to be a big part of Willow Creek's identity, which is not that interesting for you guys. But what does intrigue you while you're waiting here is You notice that night when you start to fall asleep that there are campfires in the distance, back the way that you came. There's a whole bunch of smoke, fire and smoke rising. Kind of as the sun sets, these campfires pick up. And you're not really sure what the fuck that's all about.
Leah,
about a day
do you
behind
want to potentially investigate that, or do we have any means? It seems
Yeah.
that there's something behind us.
Yeah, I can do something about it. Neil, I will clear audience into where the fire is. Like, if I need to go check it out better, I would.
What's
Just
the range
pass by?
on clear audience?
Let me check real quick.
I think it's unlimited. I think you just
I
have to
think
know
it's
the
pretty
location.
ridiculously, yeah.
2
Yeah.
dozen feet.
Yeah, it's unlimited. So if I see the fire, I would assume I can clear audience there, right?
Yeah, you see the smoke coming up. You can't actually see the fires, but you can see the smoke and kind of trace it to the point. So you go find some tall building to look out the window of, to try and get like an actual peek at some of the fires. But there's too many trees in the way, you can't really spot it. But you and take your time. You're like, okay, there's a lot of smoke coming out now that you're looking at it. Now that the evening is getting a little bit later, there's a lot of smoke. What the? Interesting. And you cast your clear audience spell, and let me see your character sheet momentarily. You hear the sound of orcs. A lot of them. You're clear audiencing in, and they're all speaking in Orcish, which you understand. They're just talking about kind of hunting. It seems to be a large hunting party. They are searching for something and have been for a little while now. By the level of noise that you can hear, there seems to be a lot. You hear armor jangling against each other. There is growling of what seems to be wargs. There's people barking orders and commands. It sounds like the orcs are, waking up and getting their shit together to move out. Yeah, because they travel at night. So
let me see if I have another spell. What did I send you? For ESP, I need to be much, much closer, right?
I don't know. What's the range of ESP?
ESP. 5 yards per level.
Yeah.
And I'm level 6.
They're a day behind, Jen.
Yeah, 5 yards is not really gonna cut it.
But per level, so it's like 30?
30 yards, yeah, that's 30 meters. That's not very far.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the party. Are they already in sleep? No. They noticed it too, right?
Yeah, it's evening.
Okay, I'll go talk to them. I'll try to pull them aside and I'll say, so about that fire, I checked out a little bit about it and I found out that it's a bunch of orcs. They seem organized like an army. They're talking about hunting, but they've also been searching for something for for a long time, basically.
Hunting, and they're on the path behind us, you say?
Yeah, they have wargs. They seem well organized. They just woke up. They seem to have a mission, and I feel like it might have something to do with us. I would be very wary of it.
Interesting.
Unsure if we should just try to hide or kill them, investigate them. Maybe we should ask the villagers if they have, like, orcs passing through often or something like that.
No. You've already said they're hunting for something. It doesn't make sense to ask if... Zanzel, you seem to be our strategist. What say you?
Well, I mean, I would assume they move faster than us. They will be traveling at night, so maybe they might catch up eventually. But I think for now we could continue and stay on the course, but we should be okay. They're not going to travel during the day, right? So
we're safe during the day. My question to you, though, is if we continue on too far, we could run into a problem, and then we'd be between a rock and a hard place, right?
Yeah, true. It's definitely it's a possibility. I mean,
my recommendation is we
handle
handle them on our terms. Then is what I would say.
We could. Wherever we decide to have this fight, though, it could prove quite troublesome if it's in a town.
We could attack them while they sleep.
We could try to find them during the day, yeah.
That's a very good idea. Tariq, anything?
How many did we do you think there are?
Quite a bit,
Leia?
like a small army or a medium. Neil, is it small or medium army? Or
You
large?
can't tell. You only have the information I've given you.
Like a medium army, I think, with some wargs in there, with some armor. They're well equipped. They're on a mission for sure.
I think, Leah, would it be possible for you to somehow get a visual confirmation of how many there are?
I could try tomorrow, but for today, let me see. One sec. Let me see what I got.
I think we should take them on if it's a manageable number.
Actually,
If she can
I
scout that out.
could, but it's a little bit risky to do it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Well, here's the thing. Let's they're traveling at night, so they just woke up to travel tonight. So they're a day away. They should not get here, but they'll get close. We should then travel during the day, but use our travel to investigate their camp, see if it is a manageable number, and if, like Tariq says, it's a number that we can handle, we ambush them in their sleep. If it's not, then we alter our strategy, but at least put some distance between us, right?
Did it look like they were destroying the towns, Neil? Or by campfire, is it just wood burning?
You just see smoke on the horizon.
Okay.
It looks like campfires. It doesn't look like an entire city in flames.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would think that Zanza would, or the party would think that if there's something that we could see fire in the air, that's a fucking giant fire, right?
Yeah.
A day's away, not just
Yeah,
campfire.
a fire from a day away. I mean, one campfire, definitely you wouldn't see something, but a bunch of campfires, and you would see from 20 miles away.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like an army, yeah.
Then I'll say, I think there are many.
Yeah.
Maybe we should rally the town. What if they...
I don't
Maybe
know.
this is our starting point for the revolution.
We don't even know if they're flying the Verasi flag, do we?
They're orcs.
They're probably Verasi.
Well, if you want to fight an army, that's one way to start it, and I'm obviously here to help. But it's a little dicey. We don't really know what we're up against, you know.
Certainly.
If we strike while they slept, though, with a little fireball action, I feel like we'd be in a pretty good position.
We could thin the ranks. That's true. We need to make a decision, I think, tonight, though, before we sleep, on the plan of attack, or rather an escape as well. Or if that's what we want to do, because they will be here soon. Neil, can you ping the map on where exactly they were at? You said we're at Willow Creek when we see this?
Yeah, they are somewhere between you and Gale Rock.
Okay.
It looks to be about half a day, or I'm sorry, a day away, probably.
Sure.
Judging by the amount of smoke.
Could I, with 19 intelligence, could I do the simple math to see how long an army like that could move by using napkin math, and see if they would reach us by morning?
If they're very determined, they could
Going by what it took us to travel from Gale Rock to Willow Creek. All napkin math.
It took you 2 days to get from Gale Rock to Willow Creek. So if they're halfway between, they could be here by sunrise. If they're less than halfway between, they probably won't make it. If they're all the way back at Gale Rock, they probably won't make it.
Okay, I relay that to the party then as well, to weigh in on the decision. And I say, if we're gonna fight, we need to prepare now and probably stay up through the night, because they will most likely reach us, especially if they're hunting us. I don't know what they would be hunting. It might just be a raiding party, you know.
Well, I don't think we should bring an orc army fight into a town. So let's at least leave the town and set up an ambush outside of it, perhaps.
Yeah, these are trees around us.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be very easy to set an ambush on the road. Very easy. There's only one main road, I would assume. So
let's do that then. And again, if it's too much, then we can just get an invisible and avoid them, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. I look to Leia and I'm just like, can you perhaps get the group all invisible today? Because I can't.
I can actually never get the group all invisible ever.
Oh, well, I should
My
definitely...
invisibility is just for one person.
I should definitely teach you that spell one day.
I have my medium range of spells I can learn. I'm unsure if I can take one more of that level.
It might be helpful. Anyways.
Well, that means my spell book is gonna be full, basically.
No, I understand this. It's like not. I would need to sleep.
Yeah.
We would need to not be woken up because I do not have that for the day. But I'm all good if you want to shoot some fire their way. That's not a big deal. So we're good for the fight. We're bad for the escape.
Well, if they're going to be here, that's the best we can do anyways then, huh?
That's true. I agree. I think we make a stand somewhere on the road.
Maybe we should hide in trees.
That was the
Yes,
plan.
of course.
Yes. Or that would be the plan.
I think, Leah, if you scouted ahead, you're the expert in that. Would you have a way to relay back to us that they were coming, their position, things like that?
Not today. Nope. Would have needed to prepare for this.
Okay. What about traps? Can we set up traps while we wait for them other than, the ambush?
Do we have a trapper amongst our mist?
I look to the captain, Captain Helgar, and ask if tactically what he would recommend. Having probably led some sort of army at one point in time.
It's hard to know what to do without knowing what their numbers are. Do they have 20 orcs? Do they have 50 orcs? Do they have 150 orcs?
Let's say
Without knowing what
the better part of 50.
50, eh?
We'll ballpark it.
Well, do you think you could take 50 orcs in a toe-to-toe fight?
Yes.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
If we got the jump on them, Zanzel here can take out, thousands if they're grouped closely enough.
If
nod.
you can take out the orcs, it's always good to defeat your enemies. It's best to get surprise on them. If they're actually chasing us, we ambush them, kill them, make our escape into the night, into the distance. Hopefully we won't be able to be followed, and that'll stop the trail there. But every day they follow us is a day that they know our destination all the better. On this road, it's not too hard to just keep going south, but when we get to Burunder, if they're still following us, they'll figure out whether we're headed east or south from there, which is kind of a problem. If they know we're headed east, they'll have a better idea of what's going on and where to track us. I say if we can take them, let's fight. Better to do it now than have them on our tail.
I agree with this man. I think we make a stand on the road, and if it goes bad, we try our best to escape.
Neil, what if can people hear me talking at 30 yards?
What?
If it's pretty quiet and you're talking a little bit loudly, yeah.
If I want to be quiet while casting a spell, is it sneaky or not at all?
It depends on what spell are you casting.
If I want to try to do ESP when they're at 30 yards, is that...
Okay. ESP is S, M, and V. So you have to say things, you have to move around and gesture, and you take some material components, which are a copper piece, yeah. So it would look like you're doing something at 30 yards, but if you're trying to keep the noise down, they may not know what it is that you're doing. A spellcaster would tell, or someone familiar with spellcasters would probably be able to tell that you're casting a spell because of the weird shit that you're doing. Either that or you're like doing some sort of interpretive dance.
Well, I'll tell the party that I could technically ESP the orcs when they're 30 yards away so that we can see what they're thinking, see if they're trying to find us or not, and if I see anything I could visually tell you guys.
Sure.
But unsure if it's...
The other option is that I stick around by myself or maybe one other person and delay them perhaps. Maybe just ruin this entire road and catch up with you down the line. If you don't want to fight, if you're worried about the numbers.
I feel like we can take this fight. That would be a temporary fix, right? They would.
Sure.
They're orcs. They don't need the road. They can come off the road. There's a good chance they're hunting us. So, like I said, I feel like the greater fear is we ignore them, we try to evade them, and then all of a sudden we have some threat in front of us that delays us, and then we have orcs behind us.
Yeah.
Well, and I look around and count. So there's 4 of us: the squire, the captain, Helen, and the baby. So 9 people total, Neil.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Am I forgetting anyone?
How'd you get 9?
Well, we've got the 4 of us. Sorry, maybe it's only 8. The 4 of us: captain, the squire, Helgar, the baby, and then Helen. So
Okay,
8?
yeah, 8. 8.
8.
I count 8.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking through all of the things that we have at our dispense. Well, we could get 4 of us hidden in any given time. But we can't get all of us. So
Yeah. Well, let's keep the baby and Helen, of course, safe, and it's time for the squire and, of course, your right-hand man to start earning their keep.
I agree. I guess let's prepare here. I kind of just like look out on the road back behind us.